Okay, so to continue to the story, yesterday I was left with a meeting at the embassy. And I'm thinking that that was good. That set me on track to work with the American embassy for, I don't know, about 10 years actually. Not inside, not as an employee, a permanent employee, but even better. I offered them tours, and I made some real money with them, and that's good. In fact, it reached a point when I couldn't handle all I had, so I either worked with Jonuts, my brother-in-law today, with Stefan, with others that, so to say, worked with me, not for me, but worked with me, and we shared profits, whatever. Once I remember on 1st of January, right in the morning of the New Year's Eve, I and Ionuț went on snowy weather, bad weather, to Horezu, and then from there on to towards Târgu Jiu to see some monasteries with some people from the embassy. Enough of them, 6 I guess, to have 2 cars. I was in one and he was in the other. And we slept in the Horezu monastery. But I'm again getting ahead. Sometimes I think but that's not good. It's not good to be negative, especially since life was actually rewarding for me from this point of view too. In terms of money, not a fortune. I'm not driving a Ferrari. I'm keeping the engine off even if I'm freezing in cold here. I'm joking, exaggerating a little. But still, I learned from positive psychology that one has to be grateful for what one has. And if you compare with others, do not look at the guys here in this parking lot at the French Lycée driving the, I don't know, the Cayenne, the Porsche, the BMW X5 or whatever. But think of those in Aleppo, Syria. Think of those in so many parts of the world. I was reading recently in the happiness equation that around the world, the average is something like $5,000, an average income per year. I'm assuming. I mean, it's not 5,000 per month because then everybody's rich in this world. So there you go. Here it's been more than satisfactory. And if you're not satisfied with quite a lot, then you're not satisfied with anything. You can have palaces and so on. And we have some examples around here. People who made tens of millions but wanted more. And they ended up in jail because on top of the original money which they extorted, they stolen from crooked privatization or whatever, they wanted to do more tricks. And for instance, take from the state, from the others, so to say, that's the latest scandal again, large sums for Microsoft licenses. And there's a group of good fellas, like in the Scorsese movie, who bribed officials. It now even looks like the managers from Microsoft, the Romanian managers from Microsoft. So, not happy with what they have. They have millions, but they want more. And they end up in jail. So, going back, sometimes with this negative tendency we all have at least once in a while, I think, well, if I work, for instance, with Dan Mintulescu, let's change a little his name. He's now one of the top 50 richest people in the land. And if I somehow we had a connection. I mentioned him a few times around here, in fact, and I will again, because we continued sort of relationship or partnership. Perhaps I could be sort of an associate, even if a junior partner, and I could have $1 million or $2, not the 100 or 200 he has, but maybe 1, 2. But that's just not, as I said, it's not good to cry over spilled milk, kick a dead horse, and so on. Especially since the horse I have is alive and kicking well. I have a big house. My daughter is in this fucking pretentious French high school with no values, but well, expensive. Here I'm just fucking around. I'm not really that serious about it. There were some issues, but then the issues of this year will be told perhaps in 2 years' time when I reach present day. I'm talking about what's happening now. I still have quite a few years to go. We're still in 1990. But to sort of conclude with this American embassy, the first meeting, however, was nice. It was okay. We exchange ideas about what's going on. It was democracy, a new liberty found. However, talking with Mr. Flowers, who was the head of the economic section, I didn't have a clear idea what we can do on the first meeting. It seemed to me that it's nice, yes, to meet somebody from the embassy, America, fine, we love America and so on, but so what? I mean, what can we do together? There's no deal. These are diplomats. There's no business. It seemed that way on the first encounter, but then things changed, and that's for tomorrow.